Perfect. Hey, can everyone hear me clearly?
Mhm.
Great. Yeah, if you have a quick moment, pop your name and where your organization you're representing in the chat. We can see where everyone's coming from. Okay. See some coming in. Hello, Miss Lisa. Hello, Lexi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our mini webinar series. Okay, so this is a mini webinar series. We are going to be quite respectful of everyone's time. How many of you all raise your hands if this is your lunch period? Okay, so we're going to food your physical food, but food for the soul with getting this great knowledge. We'll go ahead and open it up. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Melissa Smith. I am the Director of Workforce Development Solutions here at the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce. We would like to welcome you to the Guilford's Got Gold mini webinar series. This is our move in making sure that we are staying on point and ensuring that Guilford County is in alignment with our skills attainment goals. We first want to give a wonderful shout out to our amazing planning partners. We have Mr. Brian Norris from Business High Point, Laurie Bargeborough from GTCC, Claire Ritchie from GTCC, Chris Huntley from Shift Head, who we will hear from shortly, Preston Roseborough from My Future NC, and Ann Flint from the Greater Community Foundation of Greensboro. We are so appreciative and we have an amazing team and we are excited to have this series. So just to give you a very quick overview, for those that attended our inaugural Charting the Path meeting, we were able to receive quite a bit of information from our regional impact manager, Preston Roseborough. We were able to see where Guilford County lies with our skills attainment goals, certainly where some gaps. We saw that in a lot of our table discussions, there were some quite concerns in trying to find what solutions and resources are out there and where we probably needed to come together collectively as a county to address these goals properly. Knowing that our planning committee wanted to make sure that we could keep those things connected as well. So through that, we wanted to develop our mini webinar series, which were quick 30-minute spots where we are highlighting community and organizations right here in our backyard that are doing things to meet this goal for skills attainment here in Guilford County. So in kicking off that first series, we are very excited to have our amazing partners at Shift Ed. Shift Ed is one of our educational nonprofit organizations here in the Greensboro area. Serving Greensboro, Guilford County as a whole, or even reaching other counties, making an impact in accelerating student potential. One of the great things we certainly love about Shift Ed is that they believe in collective impact and knowing that not one agency can solve all issues in addressing the needs of supporting our students and families, but it certainly takes a collective impact from a lot of our organizations here. So we wanted to spotlight Shift Ed and allow them to share the amazing work that they are doing, but what they are doing specifically to meet the needs of the skills attainment goals for Guilford County, but also with you as a stakeholder, how you can support them as well. So we have Mr. Chris Huntley, who is the Director of Workforce Development Solutions Initiatives at Shift Ed. I'm giving you a new title. So we're going to hand it over to him to share the amazing work of Shift Ed. So Chris, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Melissa, and thank you everyone for joining on this lunch break. I understand, so I'm going to definitely adhere to the time, and if I go too fast, believe me, my contact information will be afforded to you. So if there's any questions or anything that I did not get a chance to touch on, I will be more than happy to reach out directly to you and make that happen. Again, Shift Ed, of course, boldly accelerating student potential. We have an education continuum here where we touch the lives of students, specifically Guilford County schools, and we also have expanded into several other neighboring counties as well to try to help fill in those gaps from not only employment, but also from tutoring to career exposure and any type of supplemental help we can with scholarships, as well as SAT and ACT prep. So that's in a nutshell, touching pretty much every level of education you could imagine. We try to be a hand in. So I'm going to go through briefly directly what we're doing, me personally, and what my passion is, what I'm charged to do here. And I'm going to share my screen if that's all right, and just kind of go through just a couple things. And I'm going to share, and I'm not going to go in presentation mode because I don't want to take over everyone's screen. So if there's ever an issue, if you cannot see what I'm showing, by all means, let me know. But I just want to make sure that I am able to keep everybody's screen available for them to see the things that they need to see. So of course, thank you for the welcome, for charting the path. My contact information is here. My email, chris@shift-ed.org. And of course, our website is www.shift-ed.org. So one of the things that we are very passionate about sharing with our Guilford County School students, and some of you all have had the privilege of experiencing U Science firsthand, we give a assessment working with Guilford County Schools, the counselors, as well as the lead CTE teachers, career and college managers, to help give an assessment from U Science. What is U Science? As you see here, it is an aptitude assessment, not a test, not any kind of SAT, ACT, nothing right or wrong, that actually gives the students an opportunity to see what their natural gift of life is. And it puts a spotlight on that and helps them see exactly the things that they do well and how they can expand on that. You see here where it's natural abilities, right? And those are the things that when we find a wonderful job, we're able to really let our talent show. And I explain that to my students when I teach, that when you find a career, you want the career, you want to wake up every day and make it seem like it's not work. And that's the difference between the job and the career to me. So when we talk about aptitudes, we're talking about a natural ability. I slim that down sometimes for folks to realize, if you got a job, for example, I'm right-handed, correct? If I had a job and my supervisor said, I want you to do this job left-handed all day long, that would be a struggle for me because I'm not left-handed. So when we talk about natural abilities, we're talking about those strengths that we as an individual have that can actually help us shine and be a star in those particular fields. Remember, and this is what I always let people know, because we hear the word aptitude, but sometimes we get that kind of confused sometimes with interest, right? We have a lot of interest profilers and things that are out there. We have a lot of skill profilers and things, personality profiles out there. I have done and taken all those from the time I was a student in Guilford County Schools till now, where I can honestly say, just because I love to work outside does not mean I want to be a park ranger or have a job to stay outside all day. I just love being outdoors and outdoor sports, etc. So that is the difference between when we talk about interest and aptitude. That's what we're talking about. And this is just a little quick. I won't bore you with reading through everything there, but those are the difference between aptitudes, interests, intelligence, skills, and personality traits. One of the things we say here at Shift Ed specifically is that there's not a talent gap. There's an exposure gap. You know, when I was teaching in the classroom, it was no surprise that my daughter wanted to grow up and be a teacher. She came to the classroom with me. She visited my school, my students. She saw me when I was coaching in the gym. So she was exposed to that at a very young age. So teaching was always at the front of her brain. As she began going through elementary and middle school, the rest of her natural talents began to show and shine. And I'm very proud that she was able to take this assessment in 7th grade last year. And that really put the spotlight on why she's excelling in certain classes, why she loves STEM and why she loves the arts and acting and various things that she didn't really know that they were there, and why she was so good at it until she got a chance to really see that on paper and really see it defined. When we talk about students and individuals taking the aptitude and career discovery, it's to help them find the right fit, natural fit. And again, I touched on that earlier where we talked about, really going through and really marrying that natural ability with the interests and something that you love to do. It helps help our students describe who they are. I know several times, some of us, we talk to our children, we talk to students, people that we impact, and we ask a simple question of, tell me a little bit about yourself. And students struggle, people struggle, right? And so I'm going to show you a couple examples of how this actually is benefiting not only the students to empower them about themselves, but more importantly, help them with interviewing, help them with going to apprenticeship programs, internship programs, and really giving that foundation of being able to talk and have those soft skills to really be a asset to wherever they go. And again, what they're doing after high school, here at Shift Ed, we want to help students get there however they want to get there. So whether it's credentialing, 2-year degree, 4-year degree, there's no one track for all. And we believe that every student has an opportunity to really find their track that's purposeful for them, and to hopefully help them get there as stress-free and as as debt-free as possible. What does it look like? So when we talk about the aptitudes, it gives examples of what students are. Like, for example, a brainstormer. You know, when you have that student, when you ask them a question, and it gives them an opportunity to really see, you know, they just throwing ideas out there all day, right? You know, sometimes those are our future marketing, our future advertising, our future, you know, those who who do the focus groups, and really find out how to get the best product out there to our communities. But more importantly, this goes across the board to individuals who are out of school, individuals who are trying to upscale and perhaps, you know, really try to find that career. They may have jumped into military right out of high school. They may have jumped into a 2-year and trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do next? This also helps there as well. It gives them their personal approach and how they contribute to a team. So these are some of the examples of some of the direct impacts that the students are having, both 7th grade and 10th grade. We give this assessment to every 7th grader in Guilford County schools, as well as some of our partners as well, and those who are outside of, may have just graduated, we could say alumni or continuing education. But it also gives them an opportunity to see how they contribute to whatever team they're a part of, whatever organization they're a part of, et.cetera. And here is the kicker of how it directly impacts our goals that we have in front of us: career exploration. It really lets the student know exactly how they need to get to the end result, and gives them a path and track to do that. Whether it's, do I need a 2-year degree? Do I need a 4-year degree? Do I need a doctorate or a master's? Or can I get a credential and start my life? You know, one of my biggest satisfactions when I have met and taught students who have walked across the stage their senior year on a Saturday, and Monday morning they're doing the job they love, or they found their passion and they're starting their career that Monday after graduation. To me, that's a win, and how they're able to continue without the stress and the debt that some of us have had in our past. It gives them the college exploration. And then, of course, this is some of the examples when I was saying about describing them. Imagine being that 14, 15, 16-year-old student who struggles to really talk about who I am, right? When we talk about resumes and we talk about soft skills, this is giving them and empowering them to really figure out, how do I describe my talents? I know I have talents. I've heard people talk about my talents, but it's a struggle for me to explain those. This helps them do that. So that is, in a nutshell, what U-Science is. And I'm actually going to demo a little bit about it so you can actually see firsthand what the students, and I say students, but again, this also covers alumni. This covers those who are in that 16 to 44 range that we talked about for the pipeline and workforce development as well. So hopefully that wasn't too fast. I've got my timer set, so that's why I'm kind of floating through a little bit. So I'm going to share with you now what it looks like as a student, or as a user, I should say. So we get this wonderful welcome screen, and hopefully let me know if my windows do not keep going as I click through everyone, because sometimes we know Zoom, it doesn't do that. So Melissa, keep me straight. These are my results, for example. And so, of course, everything is empowerment. You know, when I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this is not a right or wrong situation. This is not a comparable situation. This is not a situation where Chris did great, Melissa did okay. This is a situation where I'm finding exactly what I am good at, and more importantly, what can I find to satisfy my passions and satisfy that career and pipeline that we have in Guilford County. And so it gives me my aptitudes here in a beautiful, colorful pinwheel. It gives me that personal approach, a lot of the things that I had on my PowerPoint for you. And This is where the magic happens when I talk about finding out those careers. Everybody following with me so far? Everybody good? Screen is moving. So imagine being that student or that person who has not been exposed to some of those careers I mentioned to you before. I can honestly tell you growing up, I never thought about being a rehabilitation counselor. My skills, and if you probably hadn't figured out the way I've of course, being in a nonprofit and really a teacher, a coach, a mentor, my passion is to help others. There's so many fields and so many careers that feel that passion. But if you're not exposed to that, or you haven't had someone in your family, or you haven't had a camp, or you hadn't had someone in your life that actually has exposed you to those careers, a lot of us have never thought about it or seen it or heard it. And so when we think about some of those things that are here today, when we think about Honda and we think about Toyota and advanced manufacturing, we think about all these things that are here. Clean energy is coming hard. Students have no idea about that. I remember teaching 6 years ago when I was in the classroom about STEM, and STEM was a big bad word that everybody thought you had to be an engineer to be good at STEM. Everyone thought you had to be so good in math to be good at STEM. And as we've been going with our mobile innovation lab and really doing some of the curriculum things with our students in elementary and high school and middle school, students are realizing I can do this. STEM is not a big bad word that I have to be afraid of. I don't have to have a 5.0 to be great at STEM. So when we talk about those careers and we talk about taking the hesitancy and the fear out of those careers, it really gives the students a chance to really broaden their horizons and really see the opportunities that they have in front of them. I give a perfect example. When I was teaching career and technical education, we all grew up during my time thinking about manufacturing and warehousing and things, this dirty old buildings where I go to work every day, I come home filled with just soot and dirt. And I had an opportunity to do a walkthrough with BMW down in Spartanburg and Greenville, South Carolina. And I shared those videos with my students to show that some of these places are cleaner than your restaurant, cleaner than your house. You can't take anything from the outside into these buildings. It's spotless. You could eat off the floor, literally. And that was an eye-opener to them, because a lot of our students and a lot of our people think that because they think something, I can't do it or I don't want to do it. So that's part of that exposure side of the career pipeline, that one of the things that I'm passionate about doing is kind of breaking down those walls and breaking down the fears of those careers. So I saved a couple careers here just to kind of give you an example of what a user gets back, from strong overall fit to good to fair. I love computers. My first year at A&T, I thought I was going to be in computer science until we started coding and started building web pages and really started to dial into some of these things that I said, I love technology, I don't love programming, and I don't love computer science. So I had to drop that class, which was great. But if I had known that and had known what a computer network specialist was, hence the day in the life, how long it takes to get there, the salary range, how it fits me, the core, the tasks, all of those things are here for our users. All of these things are here to help our users make educated decisions and get that exposure to get them where they're trying to go. And more importantly, related careers within that field. So even though computer engineering may not be for me, maybe I'm good, or maybe I can be that computer user support specialist, which is more that customer service, running, programs, problem solving, etc. So that's what it gives our users an opportunity to really see other options within that field. I give another example from teaching. I had a lot of students who wanted to be doctors, but at the sign of blood, they faint or they pass out, which means you probably don't want to be a surgeon. So let's figure out what type of doctor you want to be, right? There's more than one doctor out there that doesn't require surgery, that doesn't require certain things. So we got to find what that natural gift and passion is and match that with the interest that you have as well. Another example is marketing. My athletes, every athlete wants to be a pro, but everyone doesn't make it to the NFL and to the NBA and to Major League Soccer and baseball, but they want to still stay around that. So I used to tell people, you love baseball, you're great at marketing, you're great at design and advertising, you're good at talking with one another. There are fields, sports entertainment marketing. There are things that can keep you within the field and the sports that you love, but shine with the passion and the talent that you have to go with it. That's kind of the examples that I give when we're going through this. And then I'll close with one other thing. So what's next? Once we do that, before I do that, let me also go through one other thing, and then I'll close. Because I did mention colleges and careers as well. So with those results, I can also actually start going in and looking at various colleges and careers within my talent as well. So when we talk about those particular things, I can go in and I can actually go see how that particular major, those related careers and things can actually go to the things that I'm trying to do, including the investment education-wise, the type of school it is, the average cost, those special details that allow our students and our people to make those decisions. And again, we always hear knowledge is power. Knowledge also helps us save time and get us where we're trying to go. I wish, a lot of us are in the careers that took 30 years to find. We're finally in that place. Imagine had we found those and known more about that 30 years ago. I think, those are the things that we try to explain and do for our students. And the last thing I'm going to share, and then I'm going to close out, is what's next? Your path. So your path is our career accelerator. So directly here in Guilford County, we have established this particular accelerator here on our website. This takes everything that our users are getting from UScience and puts it locally here. So Melissa said, how can you, those joining us, help out? Share your business, with us and the things that you're doing and the sponsorships with this. This is actually specifically made to highlight our local workforce and pipeline. So when we talk about aerospace, we're looking for Honda, we're looking for Boom to showcase their jobs and the careers and the things that they have here. It gives the day in the life and gives real life substance to say, hey, this person lives in my backyard. I can actually reach out to them, get an internship, maybe get a particular job shadowing opportunity, maybe get a work, even apply for a job. They have the opportunity doing that, and we're localizing that directly here in Guilford County. When we think about, City of Greensboro, we think about Cone Health, we think about Navant, we think about City of not City of Greensboro, I mentioned that already. Guilford County schools, all of those careers and our big five, as we always say here in the county, our employers are looking for talent, and the talent is here in Guilford County. We want to showcase that talent here on this platform, and you see it's broken out to those wonderful clusters that we have, which are nationally recognized. So when we have that student who, as I mentioned earlier, my daughter who's interested in education, right? Everything about teaching, everything about being a principal, everything about being tutors, specialists, coordinators, you name it, is here for them to actually have tangible representation for here locally in their backyard. So those are the things we're doing to try to help keep the talent here locally. Those are the things that we're doing to help hopefully impact our students and to hopefully be a beacon of light and help our youth and continuing education. So thank you for that opportunity to speak to you all today.
Thank you, Chris. I know we certainly share in the excitement of all the progress that Shift Ed has made with the UScience platform. I personally took it and I was amazed by the results. So certainly just knowing how you can be involved and get engaged with your path. Be on the lookout for more information because it certainly will take a collective of all of our partners here as well as throughout our community to certainly make this a robust system to support the students as well as the young adults and adults here in Guilford County. We'll send our follow-ups as well as Chris's slide deck and next steps if you would like to learn more or any direct questions. We'll send that out to you all in our follow-ups. I do want to hand it over to just for some quick announcements. Brian, if you could share your brief announcement, and then I'll hand it over to Preston.
All right, I want to give you a quick announcement. Our next event, thank you for this opportunity, Chris. Great job on sharing about Shift Ed. Our next event will be coming up on Thursday, August 29th. That will be here at Congdon Yards, back to being an in-person event. We'll send you out that flyer as well here shortly. But what it will be is on, give me one moment, I'll have it for you. It is going to be GTCC is going to be our speaker, and it is going to be a great opportunity to hear about what they're doing to empower opportunities here in our local region. 1 second. And that'll be at lunch will be provided as well. And here we go. It is. I apologize. It's not. I'll put up in the chat here momentarily. My computer's acting up on me. So anyway, it'll be a great event to be in person, much like we did at GTCC.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So be on the lookout for that information to register for that quarterly meeting for our My Skills Attainment, our My Future NC Skills Attainment for Guilford County. That is our quarterly meeting in person in High Point. So we'll share that flyer out to you all to register. Let's see, Preston, did you want to talk about endorsements?
Yeah, thank you. So something new that we're doing at My Future NC is gathering resolutions where organizations are endorsing the statewide goal of 2 million by 2030. So 2 million individuals between the ages of 25 and 44 that have a post-secondary credential or degree by the year 2030. We're looking for organizations to endorse that goal as well as adopt the local goal. So the local goal in Guilford County is 112,787. We're asking for adoption resolutions. I have a template that I can provide you if your organization is interested in completing one. Also got some examples that have already been completed to share. I'm happy to share that already we've received endorsements from Business High Point Chamber, the Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro, as well as Shift Ed. And I know there are a few others that are currently in the works as well. So excited to get those. If you're interested in completing one, I'll drop my email here in the chat. Just reach out to me anytime and look forward to working with you all. The goal also is that eventually we will develop an action plan together, countywide action plan that we can carry out to help us move closer to that countywide goal.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Melissa, can I interject one more time? I did.
Yeah.
Now I have my computer glitch fixed. I can share that flyer here. 1 second.
No worries. No worries.
Here you go, everyone. You'll receive this from us. It's going to feature GTCC's Workforce Continuing Education, Empowering Futures here at Congdon Yards, 11 o'clock on the 29th. We'll send you the correct QR code to register, but much like the past event, should be a great opportunity to connect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. Let's see, we have 1 minute left. We have time for maybe one question. Any questions or positive feedback that you'd like to share before we close out? Well, let's do a thumbs up. How many enjoyed our first webinar kickoff? Thumbs up. Great, 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 great. So here's the thing. We will be scheduling, our next step is our quarterly meeting. We'll then have another mini webinar series. We'll be focusing on apprenticeship opportunities. That will be our next webinar series following our quarterly meeting. If you see, or if you know, if you are an organization that would like to participate and showcasing your great work and supporting our skills attainment goals, let us know. We would love to highlight you. If you would like to learn more about being a part of our planning committee, let us know. We welcome you. We certainly want to thank everyone for their time. Chris Huntley, Shift Ed, you guys are rocking it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We certainly want to thank our planning partners. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. For our stakeholders and partners online, thank you all for all of your hard work. We'll be sending some follow-up information to get better connected and learn about our next activities and events coming up, especially information about resolutions and endorsements. Thank you so much for your time today. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.